4 years ago, a legendary leader was taken from us mercilessly. He was a pioneer and a true hero to everyone he knew. Some may call him a revolutionary, but to us, he's known as Harambe. Harambe was sadly killed because of an accident due to a shitty mom not watching her kid, and we all have to suffer because of it. But was it really a mom, and was it really her kid? Was she actually a shitty parent? What if it wasn't an accident at all? What if that shitty mom was actually a deep state assassin and Harambe was murdered to protect their secrets? What if he knew something about the government that they didn't want us to know? What are they hiding? Are we going to stand for this? Harambe fought for us. He was a real American hero, and now is our time to avenge what the deep state did to him. What Harambe would have wanted is for you to fight and vote to legalize marijuana at the federal level. Tweet at Donald Trump in protest and tell him now is the time to legalize cannabis so we can bring those who harmed our Harambe to justice. Weed. Legalize it. I'm Bill Clinton and I approve this message.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Short News Podcast with your host, Alex Mador.
Hi, didn't see you there. What's going on? Welcome to the Short News Podcast. My name is Alex Mador, and this is a show where we, what do we even do anymore? Been having such an identity crisis with this show. I'm just openly talking about it at this point. Like, what else are we gonna do? Anyways, welcome to the Short News Podcast. Thank you. Where was that before? I could have used that instead of going off on a weird manic thing. What is going on with me? I got this stutter. Okay, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this shit. This is important. Hi. I've been away for a couple weeks. Mostly good things have been going on, but I quit drinking, and yeah, that should feel great. Oh, thank you. Fake audience. It's great and all that you're doing this, but I need to. It really hasn't been easy, and I just shut up, please stop. Okay, thank you. Fuck you. Yeah, I quit drinking. So what's today? August 5th, 2023. I'm doing like a concussion test for myself. Who's the president, Alex? Oh, don't answer that. I hate this. I don't even know how to talk properly anymore. It sucks. I'm on day 16 now of not a drop of alcohol. And you know what? Yeah, I feel overall healthier. When I wake up in the morning, I have more energy. I'm not just immediately like, fuck this shit. I can't do anything for the next 3 hours of recovery time. There's none of that. There's no like drinking during the day on a day off, and then the whole day is just thrown out. I can drive whenever I want. That's cool, I guess. But like, especially the first week, the anxiety levels were off the charts, and I realized that I had been drinking to avoid the fact that I did not have the coping skills to deal with all of that anxiety. And now that I'm not dealing with it in that unhealthy way, it's able to just show up and be like, beep, beep, motherfucker. We're here live. The anxiety that's going to make Alex have a manic breakdown at his job. Like a fucking news show. Yeah, so that's been fun. Not. And you know what, this week, because it is week 2, well, you know what, now it's week 3 if we're on day 16. We've gotten past the 2-week mark. They say after a month, I don't know who they is, like professionals or whatever, you start feeling better after a month, and that life becomes more manageable without having that chemical in your system anymore. You don't feel the need to go back to it. You don't feel this fucking depressed. My God, dude. I am so sorry to the people that spend time with me, whether it be at work or outside of work. Like I am not a fun person right now. I'm just existential crisis after depressive episode, after suicidal ideation, after like then just moments of highs, and then back to just full on anxiety attacks. My sleep has been fuckery doodad. That's what I'm gonna say about that. My dreams have been horrifying. I had a dream where Logan Paul challenged me to a boxing match, and everybody knew, including myself, that he would beat my ass if that went through. And I woke up before it happened, thank God, because I don't know if my poor little heart could have withstood that amount of embarrassment, even in a dream. I would be too ashamed to go back asleep, ever. Could just be addicted to coffee and amphetamines. Just like, I can't go back there. They all know. But yeah, I'm hoping that gets better, because then there's like also dreams that happen that just really interrupt my day. Not interrupt my day. They start my day off real not great. Like Jesus, sounds like a stand-up bit. You know, there's just some what's the deal with those dreams that make you just start out your day real not great? Yeah, I like dreams about people in my life that are no longer in my life, that I don't want to come back into my life, and just like waking up to that like reminder of, oh shit, that happened. People have hurt you in really bad ways, and now that you're not drinking half the day away, you now have to remember that, buddy. So here it is, while you're sleeping, and it's gonna haunt you while you're awake. It's gonna invade your personal life and seep into the cracks of everything, and you're just gonna have to not drink for the next while. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this not drinking thing for. Could be forever. I don't know. I know it's important. I know that alcoholism runs deep in my family, and then on the other side of the family, they just don't react well to it. And yeah, get your Asian jokes in now. Whoever's listening and is like, yep, that's because you're Korean. You got that glow? No, it's an allergic reaction, but also like people in my family just, it's not for them. It's not for them. And the problem that I'm finding now is that everywhere that's fun, that people my age go, there's alcohol, and you're there to consume the alcohol, but socially. Now I can't do that. I can't do that. Why? Like that's like, I'm asking myself. I'm not asking anyone else that. Like, these are the rules that I've made for myself. But I'm like, why? So like, I can't, if I'm out with friends, like, I can't have a couple drinks, get drunk with friends, and then be fine after. There is so much of a risk that, like, I remember how good that was to do that before I stop doing it, and then I just keep doing it, and the party just doesn't stop. I mean, that's very much a possibility, is what I'm finding. And I was doing so well a year ago without alcohol too. Like, I had to make those rules for myself before, because during the pandemic it was nonstop all the time. And when I quit, I didn't quit for myself though. I quit because it was affecting my relationship at the time, or it was being used against me. So I didn't want that ammunition to be there, and I just wanted to make things better. So I stopped drinking and I had 6 months of sobriety. I felt great. I was getting more into working out. I was sleeping better. I had all this energy and motivation to do the things I wanted to do and more. And it was good. I felt clear headed. And now I I'm remembering how difficult that was for that first month, but I'm also remembering that after that it did feel good. But I threw that all away. Was it November 1st? I think. Yeah, November 1st, 2022. After that relationship terminated, and just the way that it ended was really painful for me. I doubt it was for her, but I got back on the booze, on the sauce immediately. The day I moved to where I am now, I got a 30 rack of Bud Light, and I drank that 30 rack in 2 days, 2 nights, and I probably was very sick. I know I was very sick because I would make myself sick like that a lot of nights, most nights for a while, which is really just not a way that you can live, especially when people start to notice and now they're worried, and you don't want people to worry about you. You want people to be proud of you. At least that's how I feel. And I couldn't stop. It became a security blanket that I could not go to bed without doing. After a long day of work or whatever, even on a day off, it became the thing that I looked forward to when it hit 5 o'clock or whenever I got home. It became like an activity, like when I used to smoke cigarettes, and those 7 minutes outside were 7 minutes of bliss, even though, again, I was poisoning myself. And that's additionally not a way to live. I really I did not realize until the last few weeks how much I was depending on alcohol to drown out the things that were freaking me out or upsetting me or hurting me for the last 8 months. Part of me just thought I was having fun and rewarding myself for a long day every day for 8 months. It's a lot of fucking reward, with not a lot of positive coming out of it. Like I said, I felt sick like late at night. Get the spins when I try to go to bed. I'd wake up hungover every morning. Every morning I'm waking up hungover and I gotta puke, but also shit. Which one do I do first? Oh, ew. So that was not good. And now I don't puke like that. I don't get sick every night. I go to bed, but do I stay asleep? I don't know. I wake up with panic attacks most mornings now, which isn't fun. But that is because I've got fucking issues, man, that I haven't been dealing with. I've got personal issues, which I have gone into details about on TikTok. That's where I've opened up about those things. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But there are things that I have been hiding from for so long, and now they have a chance to attack, or not attack, but to remind me that they're there. And that is scary and something that I wouldn't wish upon anyone, even those that I hate the most, because it feels like you're just hurting yourself and you can't stop it. The internal monologue that I get, even in the happiest moments of my days, just beating away at me and trying to discourage me from enjoying whatever is happening in my life. That scares me. When I was, God, I must have been like 12. My brother and I, we had this babysitter. She took us to a carnival in the area that was a lot of fun. And there was this one ride, very popular ride. I'm not going to name drop it because they're not paying me. Also, I don't want to give away locations like that because you'll know. But it was really fun. And years prior, you know what? I don't know how I would have been on it, but I guess I got on and I thought it was fun. I always thought this ride was fun. I get off and the babysitter, she's like, you can enjoy that, right? And I was confused. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And she goes, I would see you start to crack a smile and then just immediately suppress it and just go back to just a frown or whatever. You're not letting yourself enjoy this moment. And I know I wasn't, because I knew that when I got home, it was back to living under a dark cloud for however long. And I was dreading those happy moments ending. I was afraid of that happy moment ending. And that kid on that carnival ride, not letting himself enjoy those happy moments, is still going through that same fucking problem. And I wish that wasn't happening. But at the same time, now I'm sober enough, I'm with it enough to not only feel these things, but try to come up with some sort of way to keep them at bay, to cope with them, to fix them, to heal from them, most importantly. Like, I am so far from the finished product that I thought I would be by 27. But that's where we're at right now. That's what's going on. You thought this was going to be a news show today, but apparently it's not. Not right now. And I don't know, not to make up excuses or anything, but like, to backtrack here a little bit, I do, I guess, need to give myself a little bit of credit for, surviving the year, for making it to 27, for not fully properly or not fully rationally dealing with or coping with a breakup from a relationship that lasted 7 years, dealing with the loss of a close friend, car accident, the aftermath of said car accident, whatever the fuck else has happened, and also not on medication anymore, which, I should probably start going back to a psychiatrist and get some Zoloft. That did help me a lot because I have been having a lot of issues with my OCD. But we will, that is something that's on the list. It's also very fucking expensive. So that, if I sound weird, if I fuck up my speech, if I just seem out of whack to you, it's because I'm dealing with this quitting drinking thing. I'm just on and off anxious because now I'm going into life raw, for lack of better words. And that is not an easy thing for anyone, I don't think. I've lost a lot of friends to addiction. I've seen a lot of people go down that road and not come back. And I don't want my peers or my loved ones to have to deal with that in the way that I and my peers have had to deal with that when we lost others. Sorry, that is very dark, I guess. And this is supposed to be a comedy, social commentary podcast. But what would it be without an update on what the fuck has been going on with this show. Why has it been so inconsistent? Why are some episodes like 26 minutes long and then others like 2 hours and 30 minutes? What is going on here? Well, I'll tell you. I've been a drunk mess, and I'm not now. I'm just a mess. And I guess that's better than a drunk mess. Gotten so much advice from so many different people. Some of it I will take. A lot of it just seems like things I either can't do or just can't see myself doing or don't want to do. I don't know. Like, I wish I could read for fun. I know a lot of people that can read for fun. Like, sit there in silence with a book. I sound like Seinfeld. I know a lot of people that can sit there in silence and read a book. What is the deal with that? Like, it's such a normal thing, really. And I've wanted to get a Kindle so I can, just stock up on books. But I can't do that because the times that I have tried sitting down and reading for fun, I get really anxious. I need noise. I need constant noise at all times. If I'm home alone, I'm putting on any podcast. I will put on any fucking podcast as long as it is a couple of people, at least 2 people, having a conversation, and I can just sit there and have that noise in the background, and then I don't have to deal with myself. Which, wow, saying that into a dynamic compression microphone, what studio microphone, whatever the fuck it is, wow. But that's what it comes down to, is I don't want to deal with my own noise. Not this podcast. That's fine. But the negative self-speak, like a different type of commentary, one that I wish just didn't happen. Because on one side, there's the part of me that really does believe in myself to an extent and knows what I'm capable of and knows that I can be resourceful and useful and a decent person. But then there's the side of me that wants to bring myself down at every possible moment and self-sabotage. And that is a lot of it is rooted in anxiety and just a fear of I don't know if this is the right way to word it, but a fear of a lack of consistency or a fear of ever getting comfortable in anything just because of the things that I've experienced. Going back to every enjoyable moment, not actually being able to fully live in it and just smile along the way, that is not easy. It's never really been easy for me. What is the microphone doing? God fucking... My phone isn't even going off. I don't know what sometimes it's just like... I don't know. The microphone is pretty damn far from the phone, but it wasn't far enough. Fuck. I'm sorry. What was I saying? The negative self-speak, the believing in myself but not believing in myself. Let me figure this out. I guess, it could range anywhere from you're like me to myself being like, you're not a consistent person, which is just like a criticism, to all the way to you should have been aborted. And it's like, whoa, holy shit, dude, chill out. But that's me to me. And me to me only wants to listen to the bad shit coming from himself, about himself. Or that's what sticks the most. Although, I will say this summer has been a summer where I have been actual smiling the most in a long time, and that's really cool. there's one person listening to this that knows why. And thank you. Just thank you. And I am glad that I know how to smile again, because all of my social media photos up to a certain point were just this scowl that a coworker of mine was like, "You look like you have bodies hidden in your basement," and I'm like, "Okay, well, that's because I'm not happy, or I didn't want to be, or whatever was going on in February, March, April, really like January, February, March, also December, November." But it's really weird starting over in a lot of ways in my life right now, or just in the last year. A lot of rebuilding, but also trying to sabotage myself with with drinking. And I don't know when I can officially say I've kicked it, because I don't feel like I've kicked the habit. I feel like every day I wake up and I have to tell myself, remember, you're not going to drink today. And then, and then to myself, I'm like, fucking A, why are we doing this? Can we just stop and start again? But no, it's the responsible thing to do for myself and for the people who are worried about me in that regard, who I don't want to be worried about me, who I would much rather them be proud of me. Like I said, 30 minutes ago? How long have I been talking about this? My God, this is supposed to be a current events show. I think also part of it was earlier in the week, I thought this would help me quit drinking, and I thought this would help me be creative and just make like a whole 10-track album in one night. It did not. In Morgan Freeman's voice, it did not. And it did not. It was the worst fucking night of his life. It was horrifying. Because I did mushrooms, which I haven't done in a long time. And the last time I did, I was still drinking pretty heavily, which I think helped me through it a little bit. That gave me a crutch to get through whatever emotions I was working with there. This time, those emotions hit. And again, I was going at it raw. So I realized just how much of like an emotional, PTSD-ridden, anxious little worm that I really am at my core. And I'm not saying that to insult myself. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm really just saying that to put that picture in my own head so that I can stop doing that and start trying to make it better. I don't know how. I get worried that, people who have anxiety, they're just always anxious, right? Like it never goes away. Like I mean, like they're not always anxious, but I mean they always have anxiety, and that will always rear its ugly head at some point and just be hiding around the corner the worst possible time. And at the same time, I don't want to be on a bunch of medication again. I want to be able to deal with this the right way. Or no, not the right way. I want to deal with this the productive way without medicating anymore, because that gets expensive, and there's got to be a solution to this without it. I hope there is. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll be able to drink every now and then with friends and not have to be the annoying sober guy drinking a fucking Shirley Temple while everyone else is having a wonderful time. But right now, I can't. I've put way too much into this. 16 days, it's not that much. But there's been too much suffering for this to be for nothing. I have to keep going. So, on the positive side there, that gives me a lot more time and a lot more productive energy to do this podcast and to do it right the way that I used to when I quit drinking that last time. And it was very organized and very put together and very well produced. And we may have still had monetization, not anymore. We'll get there eventually. I hope. Oh, come on. No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, it's gonna be great. Oh, ew.
And like a lot of us are really smart. I'm really smart.
Nothing is impossible.
Thank you, Mr. LaBeouf. I appreciate you. I don't like the stuff you did in real life, but I like Transformers 1, not the other ones. Anyways, we got current events that we need to talk about here. Even though I'm still out of it, I'm in Joe Biden mode, and it's not because of alcohol. It's because of a lack of alcohol. That's such a I'm already becoming insufferable because of it. I talked about this for 36 minutes just now, and I'm still going. I'm like, well, I quit drinking back in 1723, and I'm still talking about it. And boy, were people mad. I have vertigo, not because I'm old, because I quit drinking 500 fucking years ago, folks. You gotta remember that when you stick your dick in a beer can, it's not gonna come out easy, okay, folks? You gotta know. The American people, they deserve to know that my son Hunter, he likes to throw back a keg or two a night, 2 kegs a night, folks. Not those mini ones either, the big ones. He's an animal, folks. He's an animal. I didn't make the crime bill because I'm racist. I made it to lock up Hunter because he was too old to be grounded. God damn it. I go into the Joe Biden. It's like my eyes roll to the back of my head and Alex is gone. It's just this horrifying caricature of our president. Ugh. Anyways, current events. We'll get into politics in a hot minute, but in New York City yesterday, August 4th, Kai Cenat, a very popular streamer on Twitch, he held a meetup to give away a PlayStation 5. I believe it was just one PlayStation 5, and I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but because this is an audio-only podcast at the moment, I'm not going to play audio of people yelling and, just you have to, like, imagine what it sounds like. That's ridiculous. Who would I be to do that and just expect you to... Anyways, fuck. See how out of it I am? This is not right. This is not fair. Somebody tell whoever made humans that this is not cool. Quitting alcohol should be easier. You can quote that. So Kai Cenat, he was giving away PS5. A lot more people than I think he expected showed up to this, and they kind of fucked up a little bit in New York. It looked fun. I will say it looked fun until people were stomping on cars and breaking windshields, and I was like, this is going to be on Fox News. And it was, folks. It was. And they did. And boy, were they mad. Fox News was going nuts this morning about it. And I was like, of course. They're gonna make it a really offensive example out of this. And they did. And Kai Cenat got arrested. I think he's being charged with, what was it? I don't know. He's being charged. It's not going to be good. I hope he has good lawyers, and I think, this is why when you hold events in a big city like New York and you're that popular, you really should run it by the city first, and they could, I don't know, give you a permit make it like an official event so that these types of problems don't come up. I mean, they're spending enough money on the NYPD as is. Why don't you just make sure that goes off without a hitch? Plan it out. They spend millions of dollars on bullshit for the NYPD. Anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Influencers do fuck shit up a lot. And yeah, they should stop. What is wrong with me? Oh my god. That's my commentary on this. Influencers fuck shit up sometimes. Folks, influencers, they fuck shit up sometimes, and they should stop. That's why I have introduced Crime Bill 2.0. And what we're going to do, they're like, Joe, no. He's like, I did it, folks. And now I'm going to whip my dick out, and you're going to vote for me. Because the other guy, he sucks. Speaking of the other guy, Donald Trump has been indicted for a third time, like this year, right? It's just indictment after indictment after indictment. And what is it for this time? Was it for like a phone call he made? Why are they doing this time? And why is he going to get away from it completely scot-free? Holy shit. The United States versus Donald J. Trump. You're only making him stronger. Guys, this is a fucking shame. Because I don't want him to be president again. I don't. That would raise my blood pressure so much. Come back on Twitter, he'd be like, guess who's back? It's me, bitches. Fuck you. I'm gonna fuck shit up even worse this time. This is my revenge tour. I'm putting Stephen King to death, folks. I planted drugs in his house. I don't like Stephen King books, not because I can't read, but because I don't want to. Believe me. Believe me. We're gonna kill Stephen King. He's just at home on his computer. Like, wait, what the fuck? You heard me, Stephen. We're coming for you. Yes, I have a direct feed into your house. I'm responding to you live. You bitch. You shouldn't have written those things on Twitter about me. I heard you were talking shit. You're fucked. They tried to indict me 3 times. I got away with it, folks. Not that I did anything. Oh, is this about the, him saying it was election fraud? Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, it's kind of late to be doing this. Biden was sworn in 2 years ago. He's been president for 2 years. Why are we still on this? You're just giving him more attention. Really, like, both parties cannot get enough of Donald Trump. And I would really like for it to be enough. And I think a lot of people on both sides are sick of this fucking guy. They want a little bit of a return to, not a return, because it was never normal, but they want something fucking normal here. Politics has become a circus act between the two old dudes that are gonna be the front runners for the two parties in the upcoming 2024 election. You've got the epic sequel of Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. You fucking believe this shit? This is the best either of you guys have. I'm talking to the Democrats and the Republicans here. This is the best you've got? That is so sad. They're both in diapers. They're both in their either late 70s or early 80s. And, you know, I'm going to say Trump is not looking so good when he comes out. He's extra tired. And he's not going to have the same oomph to him as he did last time. So the people that are excited to see him, you know, do the old, you're going to be in jail. You're going to be locked up, Hillary. I'm going to lock you up. That's why. Or like the dunks that like people just would clip all the time. Be like, yeah, that's my man. He doesn't have the energy for that. He's so low energy. I can say that now about Donald Trump. He used to say that about who? Like Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush is low energy. Low energy Jeb, I like to call him. That's why they put the exclamation mark at the bottom or at the end of his name. is because he needs to be reminded to not be low energy. That's low energy Jeb. Believe me. Low energy Jeb. He's coming for your dick because he doesn't have one. Believe me. There's not going to be as much of that. Even his zingers, his nicknames aren't as good. Meatball Ron. Meatball Ron. They told him that was Italiophobic, and for some reason he was like, "Oh, you know what? You're right. That is racist. That is racist. I don't want to be seen as a racist, folks. Okay? I've never been racist in my whole life. What about the shithole country's remarks about Africans? You don't have any proof? We have the recording right here. That's a deep fake." So, yeah, we're getting the Trump versus Biden epic sequel. And it's gonna be huge. They should have them do commercials like it's a fucking Yankees game where like Aaron Judge comes out and he's like, Yankees only on Yes, but it's gonna be like Trump and Biden. Trump's like, get ready for the debates, it's gonna be huge. And then Joe Biden comes on, like, I one time I shitted on stage and I think I'm gonna do it again, so tune in. They're doing fucking bumpers on CBS or whatever. Get ready for me to call Joe sleepy again. He's gonna be sleepy. Fuck, I'm getting a call. Alright, I'm back for a hot minute. Yeah, the real wall is between Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, we're gonna build a wall between the people, the American people. That's the wall. What am I doing? What do I have on this list of things? Guy Fieri meeting Trump at UFC. That's old news, but people were really upset that Flavortown was being, run by a dude who supports Mayor fucking McCheese over there. I'm talking about you, Donald. But like, yeah, Guy Fieri. What, you think he's not a Trump guy? You think Guy Fieri, who only eats like the most fried and barbecued foods, is like the most like patriotic of patriots, is and has a history of deep-rooted homophobia and weirdness around women, is going to not be a Trump supporter? Also, he's at a UFC event. I know there's like a very diverse crowd of celebrities at those from either side, but a lot of the front row is right-wingers. And Joe Rogan, whatever the hell he is. He's loyal to no one. That's what makes Joe special. That's why Spotify owns his fucking podcast. Oh, God. Where's my Spotify deal? I'll say whatever they want. That's just me saying that. That's not me doing an impression of anyone. But yeah, I was reading this article that cited a different article from The Gothamist in 2011 saying that Guy Fieri was a piece of shit and that he said something to producers along the lines of, oh my God, I can't believe... You can't send me to talk to gay people without warning. Those people weird me out. Somewhere in there, where's the fun slang and the adjectives, like, and the what up, player? It's me, Guy Fieri. Damn, you know what would really piss him off? I love this because that makes this character I'm working on for like TikTok and whatever so much better. His name is Guy Fieri, B-I, like bisexual, Guy Fieri. And he just goes to gay bars. He doesn't go to diners, drive-ins, and dives. He goes to gay bars. What's the alliteration gonna be here? I'm really scared. We'll work on it. But he's like, "What up, players? I'm Guy Fieri. Today we're going to this local joint where I'm gonna get sucked off, and then I'm gonna suck, and that's what I do." Yeah, and I don't think there's any problem with that. I'm actually very progressive. Welcome to I definitely didn't just take an hour off to be on the phone with my girlfriend. That's not what happened. Okay, yeah, I'll admit it. I paused recording so I could do that because that is a good thing. And I smiled. Like I said that I don't allow myself to enough. But I did. But he did, folks. He did. He said he wasn't gonna smile, and he smiled, and that's the spirit that we want from hardworking American auto builders. When I step in my Corvette, I want to know that I'm too old and I'm gonna crash it. You gotta know that the people, they want me to crash my Corvette, and folks, that is the meaning of Christmas. You remember back in the day, we didn't have television remotes. We had knobs. You take the knob, you turn it left, you turn it right. One was for volume. You do the same, and if you did both at the same time, you get turned on. You get turned on because it was like playing with your lady friend's nipples behind the dumpster back in the day. You had to that's when my parents caught me fucking the TV, and I had to explain that one many times because I didn't stop. That was when I was 72 back in 1836. It wasn't even TV, but I had it, folks. And boy, were they mad. Boy, were people mad that I fucked a TV and they didn't even know it existed. Fuck. Just thinking about the sweet fucking curves on that TV. You would fuck. So what was I talking about? Anthony Bourdain was talking shit about Guy Fieri, but it was much deserved because we are now finding out that Guy Fieri is a piece of shit, and you know what? That really does suck because he seemed like a feel-good kind of guy on TV. You know, with some style choices that made you question his political views, but it was, never a big deal. And yeah, if you're just watching him for the food, it's not going to be a big deal either. Except for, if you are a member of the LGBTQ plus community or an ally to the LGBTQ plus community, which I guess I'm both of those things. And I didn't watch Guy Fieri anyways. I didn't really watch it a lot. When it would be on, I would watch it and be like, damn, this dude talks funny. He talks real funny. Everything is just, yo, what's up, player? It's me, Guy Fieri. We're gonna have some kicking wings and then talk about the gays off camera. Cause I'm actually a bigot. It's kicking to meet you, President Trump. Radical. It's radical to meet you, President fucking freaking Trump, dude. I brought you some barbecue wings so we can put them up each other's assholes. See, why am I going Biden? Everything is just Joe Biden impression. That's the only voice I can do now. It's because I do have a stutter, so the Joe Biden is easy to accomplish. Because I'm just giving into it. I'm allowing it to happen. You gotta know that the best people for the job, they can't talk, and they fall down a lot. They get back up like that guy told Batman in that Batman movie. Why do you fall? So that the press can make fun of you and call you weak. That's what we do. I think gravity has it out for me, folks. Gravity is turning against me. I can sing better than John Mayer, and I get more bitches than him, too. Hey, you gotta know You gotta know that I've sucked more cock than anyone, and that's why Guy Fieri doesn't like me. I'm gay, folks. Joe Biden has come out as gay. Breaking news. You remember Corn Pop? The full story is I sucked him off, and that's what we mean when we talk about the suck and fuck economy, which I've talked about before, but that was in Delaware. Now we're in Delaware, and you know that I know that we know Bidenomics is all about. What is it? No one says it. That's right. It's about sucking and fucking, and that is why the Bear in the Big Blue House got canceled on Disney Channel, folks. That's why. They won't tell you that, but I'm gonna bring back the Bear in the Big Blue House. That is what the people want. We just want healthcare, Joe. Hey, you Bear in Big Blue House, I got you. I heard you, and I got you. The other side of things, fucking Donald Trump. People want to say Guy Fieri is a piece of shit because he likes me. Listen, I think all those people need to check themselves, look in the mirror. They look like pieces of shit to me. If I was a piece of shit, though, believe me, I'd be the biggest, the greatest piece of shit. I would smell so bad, folks. I would smell so bad. Believe me, I would be the biggest, stinkiest piece of shit America has ever seen. You don't see Joe Biden being that. Joe Biden would be a sleepy shit. He'd be a sleepy shit, folks. You don't want a sleepy shit. That's like after a night of drinking and you can't control it. It's a bad shit. He's not a good shit, he's a bad shit. This is getting disgusting. From the tune in Tokyo to the TVs, Joe Biden getting caught by his parents fucking his TV to... if I was a shit, I'd be a good shit, believe me. I'd be a great shit. You know those shits you have after Chipotle, but it comes out solid? And not a lot of corn? Because you didn't get corn. You didn't get corn, you knew better. That's just a filler that they charge extra for. Your body doesn't even process it right. Fuck. Oh, God. You don't see Joe Biden avoiding corn. You don't see Joe Biden avoiding corn, believe me. He eats corn. Joe Biden's a corn-eating bitch. Believe me, you think I'm joking. I'm not. I've got the laptop right here. You think Hunter's laptop is scandalous? It's got money on it. It's got illegal things? No. It's just Joe Biden eating cans of corn. That's worse than anything, folks. That's worse than anything I've been indicted for. He's eating corn, and he shits it out the way it came in. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's not even cream corn. It's just corn from the microwave. You microwave it. I don't know. I have the maid microwave it for me. I don't eat corn. What was I saying? If I did, I would have the greatest corn. I am delirious. It's late at night. Is there anything else I need to cover? War with Russia and Ukraine still going on. I want it to stop. We want it to stop, folks, but I keep giving them more tanks. And you gotta know that's what we need to do. If you want your Christmas presents to come in on time. It doesn't make sense, but let it make sense, folks. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. I'll come back with another episode that's definitely less of a shit show than this, but as I've talked about for 30-something minutes, I quit drinking. I don't feel like I can organize my thoughts well enough, but I thought it important to come on here and explain that and to do something with this and to have as much fun as possible doing this thing that I have fun with. So, if you're still listening for some reason, first of all, what are you doing? There's so many other shows out there. No, you know what? Stick around. If you're listening, if you're still listening, thank you again. And I say this a lot, for being patient with me while I figure out what this show is going to be and the identity crisis that it is going through at the moment. I also want to say the pool house. We got stuff coming. We got to record it, but we got stuff coming. So Jimmy Buffett, you better watch your fucking back. And that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys a lot. This has been the Short News Podcast. My name is Alex Mador. I will be back in a matter of days. I love you. I appreciate you. And I love you. And I will see you soon. Peace.